Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to American Reversion. I want to talk this morning about white rural rage. Are you all familiar with that book? The book that's come out, written by some college professor and some opinion writer or so-called journalist. It's called White Rural Rage. Well, it's the latest shot, and of course we're coming into a big political season here, and this is what they do. They put out books of lies, and they try to get people all stirred up. And I want to say a few things about that. I haven't read the book. I saw a couple of interviews of the guys, and they are absolute morons, just as you would imagine. But I want to address it. By the way, I had somebody tell me you probably shouldn't wear that cap. I'm making videos, and I thought, the only people who would hate this is people who don't understand what it means, but hate freedom and personal liberty. Those are the only people that wouldn't like this, because if you understand the meaning of this, you won't hate it. And let's get back to, first I want to say, before we get into the white rural rage, is that what it is? Yes. It's not just white, and it's not just rural, but it is rage. These people that are trying to destroy our country, they have a long history, a long and storied history that goes, well, some would say back to the formation of the American Communist Party, but actually farther back than that, because they are steeped in hate. And I finally found a commie idea that the libs or commies hate. Would you like to see it? Now, this is a surprise. You all are going to be the first ones to see this. Okay, it's not available yet. It'll be available probably tonight. Getting ready, what I'm drinking my coffee out of today. The only commie idea liberals hate. What do you think about that? Is this not a beautiful mug that you're going to want? I know you do. I know you do. I'm sorry I almost held out until it was available on the website. It should be available on the website tonight. Stonemont.us, just waiting for my web guy to get it up there. So yeah, these are this. What do you think? Is that not, does that not say it, or what? I know. What a way to take the message out to the world, right? Okay, let me take a sip out of this thing, and it tastes extra good out of this one. And then I'll get to talking about this so-called white rural rage. Let me say a couple of things. I might put this on the integrated preparedness one as well. I don't know. We'll just kind of see. I want to say a few things about this. I jotted down some notes here. So the title of the book, and I'll find the picture of it, and I'll use it as the thumbnail for this video. So it's the title is White Rural Rage. The threat to American democracy. Okay, there's that word again that they're going to use, and they use it because of the ignorance of the average American, thinking that we live in a democracy, and of course you all know that we don't. It's a constitutional republic, right? A representative constitutional republic. Democracy being two wolves and a lamb arguing over who's for lunch or what's for lunch, right? So it's written by some poli-sci professor and some journalist opinion writer. Opinion writer, yeah. Now, they bring it down into 4 parts. They explain, and I jotted this down from the interview that I saw of them, and the interviewer, says, well, why is this? Explain it to us, your view. And so here's what they explained. Four basic steps, 4 basic things. They say that white rural Americans, I'm sure they would have said the same thing about South Africans and others, are the most racist the most xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay group in the country. Wow. That's quite a statement. Now, the fact that they're insane explains why they think that. Those of us who, and I'm not a rural, I'm white, but I'm not rural, although I've lived rurally, and I have rural property, okay, but I'm not rural, and even the ones that, and I'm not racist. Here's what I want to, maybe I should say this. This extends, as I mentioned before, this is not just white, and it's not just rural. You know, I have so many friends of mine who are black that are just sick and tired of the liberal mindset. They understand that it's communistic. They understand that it has destroyed our country, their particular communities, and they're falling away. I mean, the support that they're seeing for Trump in this from the black community and from the Hispanic community is amazing. I mean, it's scaring them to death. By the way, could I ask you to share this video, if you would? Appreciate it. So they say that we are the most, and it's not, I didn't finish that. I'm sorry, I didn't finish my thought. And it's not just rural. It goes clear across suburban and urban people. You would be surprised how many urban people support Trump and are sick to death about what's happened to our country as a result of liberalism/communism. Have you heard the speeches by Mark Robinson? Do you know who he is? Maybe I'll put one up on the Patreon channel for you. If you're not familiar with Mark Robinson, a good American, he's black, and boy, he takes it to him. He started very interestingly. I think he just got up one time at a civic meeting and a city council meeting or something, and he was just a guy, and told him where the rabbit sat, gave him his opinion, and boy, from there on he got support, and now he's running for, I don't know, what is he running for, a Senate position somewhere? I should have looked into it, but he's not from my state, but he is something. Maybe I will put something up of his on the Patreon channel, and may I thank those of you also who have joined the Patreon channel. Thank you very much. It helps support the channel, certainly. But as those of you who have come over there, you've discovered how much more I put over there than I put on YouTube, because it's just the nature of the beast, right? So they say that the white rural people are the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay. Do you happen to know the position of Muslims on gays? I mean, I don't know any. The average white rural person isn't going to throw gays off roofs, right? Okay. But that's their contention. The most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay group in the country. Okay, the next one is they're the most conspiracist group. Okay. Now, what I would say there is, because you have to understand what the heck is a conspiracy. They're the most conspiracist group. Well, I would say we are the most awake group. We understand what's going on. We don't live our life with blinders on. We don't go through the life just swallowing whole anything the liberal press wants to feed us, like liberals do. They're not conspiracy minded, except if it has to do with the right wing, right? Because they don't question any of these lies that have come along. They say that they agree in they are big believers in QAnon, election denial, COVID denial. Well, here we go. For QAnon, I warned people back when this QAnon business came out. I said, no, it's a psyop. It's a psyop. Don't go for it. Sadly, we had too many people on our political end of the spectrum fall for that. and you can't do that. I had a brother-in-law of mine sent me this stuff, and after looking at this, way back when it first started, it took me about 10 minutes, and I said, "This is a psyop. Don't fall for it. This is not right. It's being used to marginalize conservatives, to make them stop working for something, believe the plan, trust in the plan, and all this kind of stuff, giving them false hope so that they wouldn't really do much, wouldn't work for it, and to make the right wing seem crazy." And it worked in all of those. Guys, that was a psyop, okay, from the left. Election denial, well, aren't they election deniers? Haven't they said how many elections have been stolen from them? But see, this book really is appealing to their base. But it's going to get big play. And the reason that I'm bringing it up to you is to let you know about the book, what's in it, and to be prepared for people to read it and probably be out there talking about in the public square. To prepare, I'm probably not going to read it. I'm not going to read this trash. It's just, reading what I'm reading to you is going to be enough. And COVID denial. Well, what have we been seeing? I can't go into this, as you know, in detail here, but what have we seen? Have we seen our position being supported by the latest science? Yes, we have. Believe the science. We have, and we do. But we knew the science, whereas they believed the lies. Okay? They are getting back to the third thing that white rural people are: anti-democratic sentiment. Okay, they have an anti-democratic sentiment. Yeah, you damn right we do. We have a pro-Republican sentiment, and that's a small r Republican. That's not the party of the Republic. That is that we are a republic, not a democracy. And so we have an anti-democratic sentiment. We don't believe, they say, in a free press. Is that not laughable? With all of the controls and constraints that they have put on, social media and the press, and they say that white rural people are the most, and by that, through that extension, conservatives. We don't believe in a free press or free speech. And we are white Christian nationalists. Okay, let's talk about that one for a minute. I'm white, right? As you can see, take a closer look. There I am, all white. Top to bottom, I'm white. Okay? I'm a Christian. Let me reach over here. You see the book that's always on my desk that I grab for. I'm a Christian. So we've established two things here. I'm a white guy and I'm a Christian. But gosh, let me think of all of my good friends who are black and Christians. So what's the danger here? I guess it must not just be the white, right? Although we're told by all those haters that the white male is the most dangerous threat to democracy, or to the country, or to the world, or whatever, okay? Yeah, well, we know that that's not so. But these are the charges, and these are what, remember, these are the things that the people you know who don't keep up on things are going to believe. Okay? They're going to believe. And why I'm reading this is so that you will understand the kind of hatred that's coming out from the other side. So we don't believe in a free press, we don't believe in free speech, and we are white Christian nationalists. So we've established the white Christian stuff. Nationalist, that's a funny word, nationalist. I have contended in the past the United States is not a nation. It never has been a nation. It is a country. Because a nation is something that's bound together by a number of commonalities. One of course, borders being one, right? But more importantly than that, because there can be nations of people that aren't constrained by a border, that live around the world. A common belief system, usually referred to as a religion, a common language, a common history, a common background, a common culture. That's a nation, okay? And except for the brief 250 years that the United States of America has been a country and share during that time some commonalities, we have never been a nation. We have been a collection of a lot of different groups of people, different racially, different religiously, although most of the founders and most of the people who established our country were Christians and really did establish it as on a Christian foundation. Now you might say, well, but the United States is not a Christian country. Well, that comes from this letter that they was it Jefferson, I believe, that he wrote. A lot of things are based improperly on things that people misunderstand Jefferson said. And what he was saying was that we have not established ourselves as a theocracy, okay, a religious country, but we were founded by Christians, and yes, they were Christians, they weren't deists. And on Christian principles. Simple as that. There's no arguing with that. And anybody who wants to argue with that is ignorant. But the people on the left are ignorant. Okay. So nationalist. I'm not necessarily a nationalist, except in the way that I want what's best for my country. Okay. And I think, and I could approach being a nationalist. I'll put it right out there, being a nationalist, if the United States was a homogenous nation. And what I mean by that is not racial at all. I mean, if our nation, and let me put it this way, I think that there is a nation within our country, and that nation is made up by Christians. And anybody else who kind of holds to the tenets of Christianity. I know there's a lot of people out there who question and may not consider themselves necessarily to be Christians, but they hold to a common morality. And, hopefully they will find their way to the true way one of these days. But, it's certainly not, I don't have any ill feelings against them, and I'm sure you don't either. So nationalism, that's a dog whistle, like they like to say, okay? And fourth, they're most likely, or we're getting back to white rural folks, right? But here again, it's not just whites, and it's not just rural. It is people who think right. Black, white, brown, yellow. What else we got? We got anything else of the major colors? I don't know. I don't know any blue people, but if there are blue people, there are a race. Certain people that actually look kind of blue. I forget who they are. Okay, and we are most likely to excuse or justify violence as an acceptable alternative to peaceful protest and discord. Are you kidding me? Do you all remember the Summer of Love, Antifa, BLM? And here's what they say about us. We are most likely to excuse or justify violence as an acceptable alternative to peaceful protest and discourse. Okay, well now the idiocy of that, in the face of, we know that the left are always the one involved in violence and excusing it as an acceptable expression of their victimhood, right? Okay. Anyway, those are the four things that these moronic authors of this horrible book, what's it called? White Rural Rage, are contending. We know that that's all a bunch of hogwash, but the danger is this book's going to come out. It is going to be, now, and it's a danger and an opportunity, right? Okay, like that Chinese sign or whatever it is, the sign for, danger is also opportunity or whatever it is. This is going to be covered all over CNN, MSNBC, all those others, okay? It is going to be the topic. Here is, now the danger is that more people will believe this. Here's the opportunity. that they, through this book, have given have made certain claims that I just read to you that are demonstrably false. They are easy to show their falsehood. Okay, that was a clumsy sentence. It is easy to show that those aren't true, and in it they show their blatant hatred and racism. Okay, this gives us a tremendous opportunity to work against this. I'm going to make another one here in a few minutes, probably, for this channel, and about this might be the last chance to save this country. But I'll put that off and do that on a separate one. And if it is, we have to fight this, and this hateful book coming out gives us the perfect opportunity to show their hatred and their lies. Okay? All right. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be interested to hear your all's comments. Would you please, hey, like and comment and share this. Make sure you're subscribed, because we're getting into probably the most important year our country has seen since the 1770s. Okay? And, yeah, there is a commie idea that liberals hate. And we'll have this up on the website probably by tonight for orders. So it's stonemont.us. I'm sure you want one or two or a dozen to give your friends, you know. Hand them out at the, buy a bunch and hand them out at your gun range. It'll make you the most popular person there. And you all have a good day, and remember that America needs a reversion, and it needs all of us to be a part of it. So please like and share this, and let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.